Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today we are continuing from yesterday's 18th chapter. This is the 14th day reading of ashTAvakra gIta. So, this chapter is the longest chapter as discussed yesterday, having 100 slokas, of which first 20 slokas we have covered yesterday. So the chapter's key title is Swatasiddha Swatma Darsana alone is Sadhana Laksham. So what is the final goal of all the sadhanas is Swatasiddha, which is natural to a Atma, Swa Atma, own self. Natural own self vision or realization of the self is the final goal of all the sadhanas. So in that, the 21st sloka, so this is continuation of ashTAvakra's teaching. ashTAvakra uvacha nirvasano niralambaha swachhando muktabandhanaha क्षिप्तः संस्कारवातेन चेष्टते शुष्कपर्णवत्. So nirvasana, it is known, vasana is the core of attachment, the cause of attachment, which is there in the basis of a individualization of the self. Nirvasana, one removed that. Niralambaha, not having any alamba, not having anything to cling on to. Alambana is to holding on to something. Holding on to something is ahankara. Ahankara hold on to something temporary, something limited to get a support. So for the Atma, which is ever filled and everything, there is no alamba required. Swachhando. Swachhanda is not having any dependency, completely free, choiceless freedom. Swachhando, mukta bandhanaha, removed of all the bondage. Kshiptaha, samskaravatena. Okay. So this is the prarabdha karma, samskaras. Vatena cheshtate sushka parnavat. Like a dry leaf, as it goes along with the wind. Like wind, wherever it takes the dry leaf, it goes there. In the same way, by the samskaravata, whatever is pre-started actions of the current form, wherever they take, along with those chestas, one moves. So swachhando, he is swachhanda, he is not selecting anything, but samskaravatena appears to chestate, to think, to do things in the world as if a samskaravata, the wind takes up a sushka parnavat, dried leaf. A dried leaf taken away to various places, in the same way a person will be taken. Asamsarasya tu kwapi na harsho na vishadata sa sitalamana nityam videha eva rajate. Asamsarasya. So samsara is the attachment, transactional word. Asamsara is one who has raised about. Tu kwapi harshaha. Where is that that harsha of attaining something in this world? Na vishadata. Losing something in this world is also not there. Sitalamanaha, cooled mind, cooled up mind, nityam videha eva. Like the one who is not having a deha, videha. Videha is the kingdom of Janaka as well. Videha eva rajate. He always be effulgent as if not having a body, isn't it? Kutrapi na jihasasti, kutrapi na jihasa asti, नाशो वापि न कुत्रचित् आत्मारामस्य धीरस्य शीतलाच्छतरात्मनः शीतल अच्छतर आत्मनः. Shitala is cool down, Acha is pure, Achatara is pure of like purest basically. Atma, once it is pured, removed of all impurities and fully cooled down, Dhirasya, he is also known as Dhira, who is having the highest Dhairya. Dhairya is not having any fear. So why fear comes is from the Atmaramasya. Atma Arama. Arama is taken refuge in one's own self. Atmaramasya Dhirasya Setala Achatara Atmanaha Kutra apina Jihasa Asti. Kutra, by what means Jihasa is the desire. Desire to consume things. Jihasa asti nashova api kutrachit. There is no destruction as well. When there is no destruction, when there is no desire, atma aramasya dherasya sitala, that is the cool down mind. Achatara atmanaha. So what is the purity of mind that is described? Prakrutya sunya chittasya kurvatosya yadruchaya prakrutasyeva dhirasya namano na avamanata namano na avamanata prakrutya sunya chittasya, by naturally emptied memory mind, prakrutya sunya chittasya kurvato asya yadruchaya by coincidentally, yadruchaya happening coincidentally, things are happening. Kurvato asya, having being done or getting involved in transactions. Prakrutasyeva dhirasya. Previously said, what is dhira? What is the dhira? One who has established in the freedom of dhairya. Prakruto Sieva dhirasya na mano na avamanata. There is no mana. Mana is praise or feeling proud, or avamana is being blamed. Avamana, mana, avamana. So somebody is considering him great or considering him worst, both doesn't matter. Krutam dehena karmedam namaya suddharupina iti chintanu rodhi yaha kurvannapi karotinaha. Krutam dehena, by the means of body, things are being done. Krutam dehena karma idam na maya suddharupina. It is not attached to the pure form of me, the real identity. Iti chintanurodhiyaha, one who has established in this concept, or this is not even a concept, in this original status, kurvannapi karotinaha. So these all are describing the status of actions from a realized person. Atadvadiva kurate न भवेदपि बालिसः जीवन्मुक्तः सुखी श्रीमान संसरन्नपि शोभते. Here he uses जीवन्मुक्तः. जीवन्मुक्तः is liberated while living. So there is no other means of getting liberated. After death, there is no liberation. Another birth will definitely come. Any mukti has to be attained while living. So Sukhi is fully established in this. Sriman, this word is used for Vishnu. Sriman is the word used for Vishnu, one who is having all the wealth. Samsaran api sobhate, even he is appearing as if entangled within samsara, even he is sobhate. So atadvadiva kurute. So Jevan Mukta atadvadi, one who can't explain what he is doing, why he is doing. So this is how we can say that atatvadiva kurute. So one who can't explain why he is doing what he is doing is the person who is jivan muktaha, na bhavedapi balishaha. Even he looks like a fool. Balishaha is murkha. Murkha is like a fool. Sabhaved means he may appear like a fool. Even then, jivan muktaha sukhi sriman samsarannapi sobhate. So this nana vichara susranto dhiro vishranti magataha na kalpate na janati na srunoti na pasyati. Again he is going into the negation of stuff. So this is typically comes in the teachings. One, establishing the actions they don't touch, and also while doing the actions they are not entangling, and also even if it is looking like doing, na kalpate, he is not imagining anything, na janati, he is not knowing anything new, na srunoti, he is not hearing, na pasyati, not seeing anything. Nana vichara susranto, having established in nana different types of vichara, and susranto, having attained the susranto dhiro vishranti magataha. So na pasyati. So asamadher avikshepat asamadhehe avikshepat namukshur nachayataraha nischitya kalpitam pasyan brahmaivaste mahasayaha. Asamadhe. So this is the other side. One who has not got into this samadhi. Samadhi is a natural state of not being touched at the core of attachment. Asamadhehe avikshepat. Vikshepa, vikship is kshepana is vibration. Avikshepat na mumukshur na chetaraha. Not mumukshu. He is not even a mumukshu. Na itaraha, he is not even other than mumukshu. Nischitya kalpitam pasyan brahmaiva aste mahasayaha. Mahasayaha, this word again and again being used for a person who has attained that state. So he can't be described as a mumukshu because he is not even looking for not even looking for the moksha, because moksha has already been attained in that case. So it is not even that. Even the moksha is not been within event horizon. It appears as if he is not appearing like a mumukshu, he is not appearing like established in samadhi, he is not appearing like vikshepa. All this appearance is not there, but Brahma eva aste. He is very much the Brahma alone. Yah syantaha syadahankaro nakaroti karoti saha nirahankara dhirena nakinchidhi krutam krutam. Na kinchidhi krutam krutam. Re-establishment of the same fact. Yah syantaha. Yahasya yasya antaha. Antaha is antakarana. In antakarana ahankrita syat saha. So one antakarana is yasya antakarana yasya syat ahankaro na karoti saha. So again, this explanation here for this goes as somebody nirahankarena dhirena. So the difference is between ahankara inwardly being there or not to nirahankara dhirena. So that there is a very clear distinction between the inwardly carrying the ahankara or not what is being shown. So the krutam and akrutam are simple distinction between ahankara being there, not being there. That is the conclusion. Nodvignam nacha santushtam akurtrus pandavarjitam nirasam gatasandeham chittam muktasya rajaste. So the key point here again in this sloka is gatasandeham. So one who has no doubts, sandehas are all gata, gone away. Chittam muktasya rajate. he will not be udvignam, he will not become udvignam or santushtam. This can be referred to Gita 12:15, Bhagavad Gita 12:15. Yasman nodvijate loko, lokan nodvijate chayaha. Who is not enraging the world and who is not enraged by the world. World cannot udvijate, it cannot udvignata, it cannot bring the mental tension, or udvigna is something, a very the core of activity which will pull somebody into the activity. So one who is not putting the world into that shape, so he is not instigating anything in the world to do something. In the same way, world in return not instigating him to do something. Harsha marsha bhayo udvegor muktai. Harsha aharsha bhaya, fear udvega. Harsham pleasure, aharsham pain, bhaya udvegor mukto yasacha me priyaha. In the Bhakti Yoga 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, God says these are the qualities of this. Again, this is exactly the same point coming into 1830, 30th sloka of ashTAvakra. Nodvignam nacha santushtam akartrut spandavarjitam nirasam gata sandeham chittam muktasya rajate. So nirdhvatum cheshtitum vapi yachittam na pravartate nirnimittamidam kintur nirjhayati vicheshtate. Dhyaya nirdhyaya, opposite of nirjhaya. Or nirjhaya is rising above the dhyana also. So one who is nirjhatum, so nisankalpa dhyanam. Dhyanam goes beyond effort, effortless natural samadhi. Nidhyatum cheshtitum vapi. Having established there, even working cheshtitum vapi, yachittam na pravartate. So the chittam is not doing its function. Chittam's function is actually to record things and tag it with like and dislike. I like this, I don't like this, I want this more, I want this less, I want to avoid this, I want to take this. This is the quality of recording which is happening in the chittam. So once the chittam is not pravartate, it is not doing this recording, it just processes as it has to process. Nirnimittam idam kintu. So this is known as nirjhayati vicheshtate. Nirjhayate. So nisankalpa, asankalpa samadhi or dhyana. Tattvam yadharthamakarnya mandhaprapnoti mudhatam athava sankocha mamudha kopi mudhavat. So this one mandaha. So everybody is a mandaha, everybody is a fool, or everybody is non-realized person is referred to as mandaha. Yadhartham akarnya, somebody tells this teaching, yadhartham, this is what it is. Yadhartham akarnya, tattvam yadhartham akarnya mandha prapnoti modhatam. One who cannot understand the natural state, he will continue to be a fool. Adhavayati sankocha, or otherwise he will he or whatever, whoever he listens to this kind of teaching, they will sankocha, they will limit themselves into the only the shell within. Sankocha is actually, vyakocha is expansion, contraction, contracts oneself back into the old mold. Amudha kopi mudhavat. So but amudha, one who has opened himself up for teaching like this, he will not behave like the mudha. He will understand this teaching immediately. Tattvam yadharthamakarnya mandha prapnoti mudhatam adhavayati sankocha. Otherwise he will contract himself into his own shell. Amudha kopi mudhavat. Amudha only become, once who has accepted the teaching will immediately become a non-fool, because he will become wise. Only two categories, either wise or then again reference to this sloka from the Bhagavad Gita is 229. ఆశ్చర్యవత్ పశ్యతి కశ్చిదేనం ఆశ్చర్యవద్ వదతి తథైవ చాన్యః ఆశ్చర్యవచ్చైవ మన్యః శృణోతి శ్రుత్వాప్యేనం వేద న చైవ కశ్చిత్. దిస్ ఈస్ ద గీతాచార్యాస్ వర్డ్. Kaschidhanam, out of so many people, one person looks at it as wonderment. Ascharyavat paschati. Kaschidhanam is someone out of so many people, Ascharyavat paschati, looks at it as wonder. Ascharyavat vadati tadhaiva chanyaha. Out of those people who see it like wonderment, this Atma as wonder, with that wonderment, somebody speaks about it with that wonderment, very small portion of that who have seen it like that. Ascharyavatchaiva manyah shrunoti. So even if somebody speaks about with this wonderment, kaschidanya, very few people of that group, somebody will listen to it. Shrutvapiyenam vedanakchaiva kaschit. Even that small portion of the people who hear about this as wonderment, out of which very small portion will realize Shrutva api yenam veda, they will get to know about it. Nachaiva kaschit, only very small, not even a small component portion of it will get it. That is what is referred here. Tattvam yadardhamakarjam andah prapnoti modatham. So basically the whole thing here is listening to it with that required wonderment. Ekagrata nirodhava modhairabhyasate bhrusam dhirakrutyam napasyanti suptavat swapade stitaha. So this ekagrata means concentration, nirodho, by applying control over the mind. Chintana, mudhairabhyasate bhrusam. The fool will continue to practice it again and again. Dhirah krutyam napasyanti suptavat swapade stitaha. But the dhira, one who has realized it, he sees it as the suptavat swapade. In the sleep, how the swapna, in the sleep, how a dream is seen, in the same way it is seen. So the dream is neither attaching nor detaching somebody from that dream reality. It will appear for that period of time and goes away. Once it goes away, there is no ekagrata, no control is required. As it is seen, it is seen. So dhiraha krutyam napasyanti. Dhira will not see it as an action. Of even seeing this dream is not even an action. It just goes away because it won't leave anything after the dream is seen. This is probably one of the most important discourse by ashTAvakra. All ekagrata nirodho is required within the dream to get to rise above the state. But once raised above the state, this ekagrata is not required because the reality has been understood properly. Aprayatnat prayatnadva mudhonapnoti nirvrutim. Tattvanischaya matrena prajño bhavati nirvrataha. Another warning. By aprayatna, by not trying for it, nobody will get realized. Prayatnadva, by trying for that also, mudho, a fool, na apnoti nirvrutim. He will not turn to the nirvruti marga. There are pravruti marga which is continuing in this building the temporary things, consuming them, that loop. Nirvruti is giving up those temporary things towards the final original source. So even by aprayatnat, by not trying it, definitely one will not get, but prayatnas also, mudha will not get it. Tattvanischaya matrena, by concretely deciding onto the tattva, reality, prajño bhavati nirvrataha. Only a prajna, only one who has got that prajñah bhavati nirvrataha. Suddham buddham priyam purnam nishprapancham niramayam atmanam tana jananti tatrabhyasapara janaha. Another wit or another satire about the people who are doing the hatha yoga, like kind of stuff. So those abhyasapara, they will never get to the Suddham, Buddham, Priyam, Purnam, Nishprapancham, Niramayam. 5 qualities, not 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 qualities. Atma is described with 6 qualities here. Shuddham, pure. Buddham, always intelligent. Priyam, always dear. Purnam, always fulfilled. Neshprapancham, not touched by the world. Niramayam, not touched by the misery. Miseries of Niramayam. Amayam is not there. Atmanam, that is the Atma. Tanna jananti tatra abhyasaparajanaha. Those who are very seriously putting their efforts in control, they will never get to know. Naapnoti karmana moksham. So why they will not get to know? He is continuing in 36th sloka. Na apnoti karmana moksham. Never by any action the moksha will come. No action can result in moksha. Na apnoti karmana moksham. Vimudho bhyasa rupina. Dhanyo vijnana matrena muktaha tishtastya vikrayaha. Dhanya, the accomplished dhanya. Vijnana matrena, by the nature of jnana alone, muktaha tishtatyi avikrayaha. One becomes muktaha. So karma is always can help, according to Shankaracharya, all the teachers, and by the experience of sages, it can purify the mind to get the jnana. It will not result in moksha directly. Only way to gain moksha is by jnana. So, by that again, reinforcement of that same concept. Mudho napnoti tad brahma yato bhavitum ichchati anichinnapi dhiro hi parabrahma swarupa bhak. Mudho means again a fool who is, the word, there is no better word than a fool in English. Mudhaha means whose mind is limited within that shell. Mudho na apnoti tad brahma. That infinite brahma can't be attained by a limited mudha. Yato bhavitum ichchati. Even with so much of effort to becoming that brahma. Because brahma can never become. One cannot become brahma. Anichinnapi dhiro. A dhira who is established in this final jnana, he is not even desiring to become anything. He parabrahma swarupa bhak. He is already in the swarupa, in the form of parabrahma, supreme brahma alone. Parabrahma swarupa bhak. Niradhara grahavyagra mudha samsara poshakaha. Yeta Swanardhamulasya mulachhedaha kruto budhaihi. This is like again wit and again ane murkha. So mudhaha niradharaha. So antaryami is not having any adhara. So antaryami, who is inward, who is holding everything as a whole, there is no adhara for that antaryami. Grahavyagra. So one who is holding on to that external vyagraha with a lot of effort trying to attain this mukti. Grahavyagraha, samsara poshakaha. But still engaged in samsara with so many attachments or desires, the seeds of those desires, they continue to be there. Tishtanti, they continue to be there. Budhai, but jnanas, anardhamulasya of the samsara, etasya mulachhedaha, being cut away the seed or root or fundamental basis of this samsara, krataha, only by the people who have understood the swanartha mulasya, that anartha mula is known and cut away. Nasyantin labhate mudho yatah semitumichati dhirastatvam vinischitya sarvada shantamanasaha. So again, dhira is always established in peace, and nasyantin labhata mudho, one who is got this wavering continues, yatah semitumichati. Temporarily you can, one can bring back that by control, external control, by trying it with trial, a temporary Vishranti can be got. There is a difference between Vishranti, Shram and Sam. The Sam is natural peace and Shram is artificially induced peace, a peace between two wars. Another war is going to start. A calm between two storms. That is Shranti, Vishranti, or that is not Santi. Shanti is natural peace. There is no more war, there is no more fight, there is no more disturbance which is coming into it. क्वात्मनो दर्शनं तस्य यदृष्टमवलम्बते धीरास्तं तं न पश्यन्ति पश्यन्त्यात्मनमव्ययम्. This is the 40th sloka, the last sloka for today. Yadrushtam, one who has seen. Drushyam, the visible world. Avalambate, and in that visible world he holds something as the basis. He holds something in the drusyam. Tasya atmanaha darsanam kvaha. He cannot hold or see the atma. It is impossible. Dhiraha, the one who has made himself a dhiraha, tam tam napasyanti. Those seen drusyas being seen, but nothing is held as basis for anything. Napasyanti avyayam atmanam pasyanti. Always the dhira sees not the drusya, but what is holding that drusya as the alambana. So atma only, the pure consciousness is self. Pure consciousness is known as self. Self is known as pure consciousness, or consciousness without any object in there, non-objective consciousness. Even though objects are placed in there, yes, the objects are seen temporarily, but they are of the vision from the consciousness alone. So holding that avyayam, so that basis is never transforming, never going, never coming, not coming anything. Kwa atmano darshanam tasya yadrushtam avalambate. So you will not hold on to the objects but into the basis. With this, we will stop today's reading. We will continue tomorrow for the next slokas. Swasti.